Ay, mija. ¿Dónde está mi mamá? Vente para acá en medio, a la orilla nada más el frío, ponla en medio, te digo a mi hermano. Porque aquí está la orilla que está pensando.
So I will do my absolute best, folks, to move this line. So who had a question? Who said, excuse me, yes? No, we do not sell the laser. Sorry, I cannot tell you how to buy one. Can't notice there appears to be some brown and white stripes on it. So lots of details for you to check out. Now with this, now remember that there's a telescope downstairs, and she has a difficult time with this one. There'll be one that'll be black and so I encourage you, please have a look. Please, I hope she doesn't miss out on you. Skin marks.
Dash, she finished. Can we just call that and you as skin marks? It's a scientific.
You see it? You're having difficulty looking through it. All you see is black, and means you're looking through it wrong. If you see a white circle, like look closely, and you'll actually see cloud bands. They'll look like little stripes on it. Of course. You mean during the day? Okay, so what happened is this telescope was about to go right to the moon. So it moved with Earth rotation, it moved with the side. So if the telescope is not moving, because the dome does not automatically move, I have to make the dome catch. All right, now for those that have already looked at Jupiter and are ready to go.
Good morning, everybody. So, yesterday I went to the Griffith Observatory, and I ended up taking my daughter and Mavi and my suegra, which I love very much, and I enjoy being around them, and it was awesome. We ended up going to one of my daughter's favorite places to go eat some barbecue buffet style. And they have amazing sushi and seafood and great food. My daughter enjoys eating and enjoys her foods, and she really enjoys that restaurant, you know. So I took her to the place, and it was awesome. We kind of had a little conversation, me and Mavi, and for a moment, I felt special that my daughter wants to be around me and everything, and that in the future she's planning to come live with me or be around me more. And Mavi supporting her and encouraging her to be around me, and there's no bad blood or anything. We get along awesome as long as we both continue on the same way of raising our daughter and being unified and being together for her. And it was approximately like 4 months that I haven't been around. And yes, it's awesome going to see her, and it's awesome being around her, but I don't know how to react, you know. because you're not really involved no more, and you're not around her in her daily routines and stuff like that. So you can't really have something to communicate and talk about, you know, a structure that makes us bond together, you know. It's a little difficult for me because she was my ride or die. She's my baby, you know. She's my princess. She's my one, you know. And it's just it's hard for me every time I see her. She's becoming an adult. She's in 9th grade, everybody, and she's awesome. She's beautiful and everything. I see a lot of characters, and I see a lot of features of my daughter that her life is gonna turn out awesome, and she's a go-getter and all that. She asks me, or she don't know, or doesn't really know what the family is. She had a lot of my grandma, my grandpa, my mom, my Aunt Jojo, and uncles, and a lot of family members that are not around no more. And thank God she still remembers everybody, and she still enjoys all the memories that we all spent on her birthday and being around the family. To all my primos and primas and everybody that's been around us in our lives, I'm grateful and I'm thankful. So we end up going to the Griffith Observatory, and I wasn't planning to go. Obviously, that everybody knows that I'm dating somebody, and Sundays are our day, and I was aiming to come back early and having a romantic night. We've been for the last 4 months having our Sundays, you know. Occasionally we have a Saturday, occasionally we have a Friday, but Sundays are our routine day that we spend together. So obviously I was kind of feeling like I wanted to leave, you know. And my daughter, she wants to be around me, and like always, I didn't discourage her. I said, all right, I'll take you, you know. I didn't know it was open. There was like a couple thousand people over there, and we got to get on the telescope and all that. And this guy that one of the spokesmen, he had an amazing light. He could technically touch the moon with the stars, the sky, you know. The reflection is crazy. It looks out of this world, and they don't sell them to regular civilians. They're actually a federal law that shouldn't have them, or if you do, you point them to a certain direction because of airplanes and stuff like that, you know. And like I said, it was awesome. So my intentions were not, like I said, to make my daughter feel that she's a disappointment and I don't want to be around her. So obviously I had to agree and take her to the Griffith Observatory, and me and Mavi have taken our daughter before, and she didn't remember, and to her it was like a first experience, and it was awesome sharing it with her. I wish I could be around her a little more. It's just hard because whenever they want to hang out at their disclosed time, at their arrangement, at their ways. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard because sometimes I have plans or I got things I was gonna do, and I have to drop everything, and I have to arrange it and coordinate it to her time, her way, and that includes the way I drive, the music I drive, the way I act, the way I conduct myself, and sometimes I could consider that it's not me, you know. Sometimes I feel like a hypocrite, but I guess when you marry someone that is from a different culture, different lifestyle, that our lives don't really adjust to one another. They conflict in every way, prospectively, you know. And so the way they talk, the music, the way how they think. My daughter, when she's around me, she's a whole different person. But when she's around Mavi, she's a different person, you know. And I don't really enjoy being around my daughter without Mavi, because I feel that it's hard that me and my daughter could communicate and hang out, you know. So more or less, what I do, where I could accommodate them, I give them their way, and I adjust to their ways of living, and more or less, I try to get along with Mavi in every way, and I try to give her some time and show her some obviously grateful and thankful that she's growing up my daughter and everything, and try to more or less find out how she's doing and what's her favorite things and how do they get along, and do they need help, or how can I get involved, and how can I adjust them, or get them get me involved. So to other people that don't want to be around their kids, I guess it'll be like a hard thing to do. And because I'm not really involved with anybody, I could always submit and adjust to Mavi and make her feel that she's awesome, she's special, and doing a good job and with my daughter. And I try to inspire her and motivate her and encourage her to keep on doing what she's doing. She's a go-getter, she's a hard worker, and she's responsible, and she really goes out of the way for my daughter. And I just don't like several things. I learned how to distribute, how to combine, how to involve everybody, you know. They're not just the only one that is important, you know. You got to be equally involved, you know. I teach her spreading the wealth is awesome, you know. And being involved, people, you don't have to be isolated. You don't have to think that everybody's attacking you or everybody's competing against you. I teach her because she's only a daughter. She don't have siblings or nothing, you know. And so we ended up going to the Griffith Observatory, and I wanted to hang out with my daughter, you know. Yes, I got to hug her and make her smile and bring out the version that she wants to see in me, you know. And I felt awesome. I felt special. It just, to me, it's hard because you love being around them. You want to be around them, and in one way or another, you're not involved. So it's been 4 months, and sometimes you get discouraged. You get emotional. You get it really hurts you, you know. I was explaining to someone, my number 18, that it feels like when you go to visit somebody to jail, you're excited. You know, you get there and you have an awesome time. You enjoy the time, and you feel that with time it's gonna grow and it's gonna be awesome. But then you experience reality. Like I said, you walk away again. You feel like isolated, and you feel like discouraged, and you feel like stupid. You feel crying. You give it to God. It's a horrible emotion, you know. Saying goodbye, and you don't know when you're gonna have the opportunity or the chance to be around them again, you know. And my daughter not allowing me to take pictures with her, made me orgullo, or maybe it brings a bitter part in me, you know. They want to take pictures with me, but on their phone, and they don't want to relate them to me, you know. It's hard. I understand a lot of situations, you know. Like I said, all single parents out there and people that want to be around their kids, it feels bad when you get rejected or you're not included, when you don't have a standing or say so, or you're not involved technically, you know. You're just a number, a person that doesn't have rights and doesn't have say so, you know. You can't put your feet down, and you can't expect or demand anything, you know. And like I said, when I do that hour drive from Santa Clarita all the way home, sometimes I cry, you know. Back in the days, I used to have my mom, my grandma, Bertha, Rachel, Andrea. I used to have Nikki, Audrey, and Princess. Don't forget about Princess. And to come back, and sometimes I felt like crying, just asking God, why, you know? Why do I have to go through this? Why so much pain? Why so much sorrow, you know? You gotta learn to accept things, reality, you know? Even though it wasn't my fault, or it was my fault, it's been already 16 years, you know? It's difficult at points. Sometimes that you feel like moving on, and you get discouraged of being around them, you know? Not only do you give them your blood, sweat, and tears, and all your dreams, and all your emotions, and you don't know how to react to that, you know? I do get heartbroken, and I do cry, and I do give it to God, and I always remind myself that it was my mistake, and I accept it. And even though I don't know what I did, but I accept it, and I learned to move on, and I learned to cope, and learn to try alone, you know. Take all that to the number 18, she didn't mind. For a moment, I thought that she got not offended, but not jealous, but hurt that our time that we had reserved. I'm over there with my baby mama, and I told her that I'm still in love with mommy, you know, and I still want to be around them. And yes, you know what I mean. I understand, you know. I understand how people can react when they give it all to you, you know. But that's why it's good to be truthful and honest to everybody, you know. Don't bring them up and don't lie and don't make them expect anything special, you know. Make them see reality, and if they're willing to accept the terms and the conditions for the moment. Like I said, for the moment. We don't know what time or life where we're headed, what to expect, you know. Don't close doors, and always be willing to give yourself that chance and open new doors, always new ways, you know. And my number 18, she didn't bring me my coffee today. That Starbucks was closed already, you know. Excuse us, everybody. Guess I'm not dying for it. But I got to open up my heart to her and explain to her the situation, how I'm involved and what's going on in my life, you know. And it feels awesome having somebody that lean and have a shoulder to cry, and someone to talk, and someone to let out those difficult emotions out, you know. For a minute she heard my voice crackle and get broken up, like tearing up and getting emotional, you know. And I explained to her it's hard, you know. So I know I could count on her. I want to tell everybody that it's awesome having a friend, awesome having somebody as awesome as her, and she could adjust, I guess, the way I feel. I guess that's the way she feels. And it's an emotional ride, you know. And I acknowledge that I'm enjoying, and I'm getting familiar with her body and her adjusting with her, you know. She's a good person, eh? And after that we got all kinky, you know. We did the tying up hands and the whoopity-whoop, and bring out the toys and the imagination, the hot imagination. And I really enjoy hearing her give it all, you know what I mean? Her moans, her love, her affection. You get to talk to her soul and see that joy in her, and mentors me, and she's lucky to be part of my life, you know. And I'm lucky too, you know. And, I guess that she has her parents, her mom and her dad, and I hear all the whispers and all the stories of her life, and it's typical when a man treats a woman and satisfies her and includes her and takes notice and appreciates and loves and pampers and spoils. They walk with an extra limp, you know what I mean? With an extra smile, and the cloudy days they open up and become sunny, you know? All your nightmares and headaches and all that, they just vanish. And you're with your head up and you're walking in the clouds and allowing everybody to see how you glow and how you change inside and outside, and how you conduct yourself and how you express yourself, and you're all like, you know, confident and happy, and you feel that nothing could discourage you, you know. And she has an awesome mother. The way she communicates about her mother and everything, that even though they're old school, they don't really accept what we got, but they seen her go through trials and tribulations, and seen her lock herself in a dome, in a dungeon with those 4 walls, and just hold and cry and feel that life has no end, you know. And her parents, they have a special name for me, and I want everybody to always understand what I'm gonna tell you. When you get a nickname, or when a woman or a man calls you a certain way, especially when I put you a name, you know, it's because that's how you express yourself, and that's how you see that person, you know. Well, her dad's Mexican and old school, and obviously he had something with the ex, you know. The ex passed away, everybody, you know, and he always acknowledges them and respects them, and that was the man for his daughter, you know, his princess, you know. Every father wants the best for their kids, and I suddenly sneaking out, and they're having, you know, not golly life, you know. And parents react and conduct themselves in a certain way that they put the foot down, you know. And I'm happy that in one way or another they accept me, and even though they hear stories about me, they see the magic and what I changed in their awesome daughter's life, how I bring her out, and how she glows, and how she conducts herself around them like happy, and she likes to clown and talk now, and she's not that weak and broken down person, you know. How she rejuvenizes and how she brings joy back and gives and spreads it now, and she is a better mom and a better family member, daughter, you know. So we were talking, and she always talks about her mom, and the way I visualize her, for whatever reason, los cuates, the Cuevas, Jaime, and George, and all them, my tia Nelly, I see her like that. I envision her like that. And the way she expresses her emotions, and the way she talks about her mother as like a best friend, and a person that you could have secrets and communicate, you know, tell one another the truth, and give yourself advice, and have someone to really talk to, you know, someone to depend, someone to communicate, someone that's not gonna betray you, you know. And I enjoy hearing stories about her, and hopefully one day, not now, but I get to present myself and see how amazing they are, you know. And she obviously she can't stop talking about me, and she tells her our love story, you know, our moments, our special, unique places that we're around, you know, we enjoy. She tells her how we met, how we talk, how I am, how I treat her, and obviously how I do love everybody. Hopefully I don't offend nobody. And these videos, like I said, they're not intended to mislead anybody or hurt or take advantage of somebody. They're for me, and one day my daughter is gonna ask, do I believe in love? Of course I do, man. She's gonna ask, like, Dad, I hear stories about you, and I don't need to wonder, because I'm leaving all these videos, and I'm expressing myself, and I'm opening up my thoughts and my mind, and I'm giving it all, you know. I want her to let her sink in her mind, and one day she's gonna understand that I'm full of love, and I know that she takes after me, you know, and she's gonna experience everything that I'm experiencing, and I want her to be free and happy. I want her to be. We all make mistakes, and we make the best outcome of it, you know. And just because the person you marry or the person that you love can't be around them, you can't love them, you can't include them in your everyday life. Yes, we have difficult times. Our days get cloudy, but at the same time, we do got sunny days. We do got awesome days, and we do make the best out of them, and life continues, and we learn to adjust, adapt, and we enjoy it every second we can. You know, it's called living, yeah. And in no way I've ever cheated on your mom, or you know, be a player or not. No, mija. I made her fall in love with me, and I fall in love with her. It just our ways, and we're different cultures, mija. And we're best friends, and we try to be there for you, mija. And yes, we made you with a lot of love, and we wish you the best, mija. And we tried the moments that we were together, me and your mom. We try to show you respect, mija, dignity, and family. How do we bond? How we go out and we eat in restaurants, and how we conduct ourselves. And I know that you might ask yourself a question, like why we haven't given a second chance. Yeah, we did a second, third, fourth, and fifth chance, and we both decided that even though we have that burning sensation inside of us, it's better just to be the best parents, co-parents, and not let our emotions and our ways get involved. We try to give it all to you, mija. And yes, I hope your mother is good in health and she lasts us a long time, and your grandma también. Hope you love her, you enjoy her, and you take advantage, of me and your mom and your grandma. But we're not gonna be here. One day we're not gonna be here, and all you're gonna have is your memories and your thoughts and all that. Now I'm leaving you pictures and videos and conversations to tell me on. You can always reflect and watch them, and hopefully one day you're gonna have your family, mija. You're gonna fall in love, and yes, you're gonna probably do mistakes like all of us. And life continues, mija. Don't ever feel that there's no purpose in life. There's no reason to be happy. Maybe that doesn't work out with a certain person, and you have to adjust behind and be happy one way or another. You have to learn how to move on. And at the same time, if you have kids with somebody o algo, don't be the person that doesn't include them, doesn't involve them, and doesn't get along with them, No matter what, mija, te hagan daño, no te hagan daño, and just think of the amazing things that you guys did or do together, mija. And if you have a family, mija, it doesn't always work out the way we plan it, but learn to accept it and do the best outcome, Don't be bitter. Have forgiveness in your heart and be blessed, and give it to Jesus Christ, a la Virgencita, and pray upon them, and I'm just telling you, there is an opportunity and there is a chance to be happy, Like I said, I've had 18 girlfriends, and I don't have a problem being me, I'm proud of me, and I just want tell everybody that I love you guys, and I really enjoy that I get to include you in my thoughts and this crazy life, Well, everybody, that's our story that concludes on Sunday, the Griffith Observatory and the awesome night that I experienced yesterday. Well, today's Monday, and someone forgot my cafecito. And gotta go to work. Because we work behind, we're responsible. And I hope that time gives me more time to be around you, mija. And hopefully I'll make you feel proud of me, and you get to know me de verdad, mija. You don't have to imagine, you don't have to hear stories, you don't have to ask around. This is me, and if I don't exist one of these days, and you haven't forgiven me, or we're not around each other. Te dejo estos videos, you know. I love you, right? All right, everybody.